Now we will turn our attention to multiplying matrices. When you are multiplying them, you need to make sure that the number of columns of the first matches the number of rows of the second. And then these outer numbers, m and p, tell us the order of the product will be in m by p. In other words, if I have a 4 by 3 matrix multiplied by a 3 by 2 matrix, notice the 3's in the middle have to match or else you can't multiply, and the 4 on the far left and the 2 on the far right give me a 4 by 2 matrix as the product. Okay, let's apply this idea here and actually start doing some multiplying. They want us to find AB. So part A, AB. Now A is a 2 by 2, B is a 2 by 2. Those middle numbers match, and so yes, it can be multiplied together, and the product will be a 2 by 2 at the end. So we're going to have 1, 5, negative 6, and 10 being multiplied by negative 2, 7, going down the column, and 3, negative 1. Our answer is going to be a 2 by 2. Now, you've got to be very careful here. There are 4 positions that we need to fill in, and what we want to do is name almost out loud what we're trying to find. Here we have row 1, column 1. We want to take row 1 from the first matrix and column 1 from the second matrix and do what's called the dot product. We want to take for this first position and go 1 times negative 2 plus negative 6 times 7. What I end up doing is I take my pen here, my left hand, work across, and this other pen and work down. I go negative 2 is a product, negative 42 is the product. Adding together, I get negative 44. Then I say, okay, this is row 1, column 2. So row 1, the 1, negative 6. Column 2 is the 3, negative 1. I say 1 times 3, 3. Negative 6 times negative 1 is 6. 3 and 6 add together to make 9. Now I move on to row 2, column 1. So that'll be the 5, 10 with the negative 2, 7. 5 times negative 2, that's negative 10 and 70. Negative 10 and 70 make 60. And then this is row 2, column 2. So row 2 is the 5, 10. Column 2 is the 3, negative 1. So I have a product of 15 and minus 10, which gives us a 5. Okay, so you've really got to be careful because one position alone can mess things up. Now in part B, they want us to find BA. Now this is going to reverse the order of the two matrices. So the first one is going to have the negative 2, 3, 7, negative 1. There's my B. And then A is the 1, negative 6, 5, 10. And we already know that the product will be a 2 by 2. So same exact size there. And so here we go. Row 1, column 1. That's the negative 2, 3 with the 1, 5. First product, negative 2. Next product, 15. Negative 2 and 15 make 13. Now I move on to row 1, column 2. Row 1, column 2. Negative 2, 3 with the negative 6, 10. 12 and 30 make 42, and 42 goes in the top right corner. I now name this as row 2, column 1. So row 2 is the 7, negative 1. Column 1 is the 1, 5. So product, 7 times 1 is 7. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. 7 minus 5 makes 2. And finally, row 2, column 2 is the name of this position. So row 2 and column 2, that would be negative 42 and minus 10, making minus 52. Now let's take a look at the last two answers. Here is AB, here is BA. Notice that the multiplication of matrices is not commutative. In other words, you don't get the same answer when you reverse the order. Finally, for part C, they want us to find a squared. A squared is going to be a, which is 1, negative 6, 5, 10, times itself, 1, negative 6, 5, 10. You cannot just square each number inside, as you're soon going to see. These are each 2 by 2's, so the product will be a 2 by 2. Here we go. Row 1, column 1. That's the 1, negative 6 with the 1, 5. 1 and minus 30 make negative 29. Now I move on to row 1, column 2. 1, negative 6 with negative 6, 10. Negative 6 and negative 60 make negative 66. Now we move on to row 2, column 1. Row 2 is the 5, 10. Column 1 is the 1, 5. So 5 times 1 is 5. 10 times 5 is 50. So we have 55 in the first row, or first column of the second row. And then finally, row 2, column 2, negative 30 plus 100 makes 70. And there's your product.